and welcome to the Homemade Podcast Sports. This is your host, J Pops.
And welcome back to the Homemade Podcast Sports with your host, J Pops. Guys, I'm coming to you from the comfort of my home, from my own home in Houston, Texas, people. Yes, it is still cold as hell. It is still cold as hell down here in Houston. I'm in Spring, Texas. Yes, we do still have a huge power outage all over Texas, not just only Houston and surrounding areas. No, this is all over Texas. We still have a huge power outage. For one, I'm a customer of Centerpoint Energy. So those are the guys who actually works on our engine. They supply most of Houston anyways. But like I say, it is still a huge power outage. My prayers go out to everybody in this winter storm. As of right now, this is going out to people all around the world, man. I just want you guys to know that yes, the state of Texas is under I believe the state of emergency because of the weather conditions that's basically cold as hell. You guys have to keep in mind if you're from up north and you're looking at this podcast, or if you know people in Texas and things of that nature. When it gets this cold, in which it has now hit record temperature, things are bound to happen. We have lost a lot of power. Unfortunately, to my mind, I can't believe why we lost power like that when I've been informed as of last night that we're like the number one state with the largest energy source. Did not know that, but we did lose power. I lost power for about 12 hours. We were out from 4:30 p.m. on yesterday until 2:30 a.m. today. That isn't anything compared to guys all across College Station, guys across Austin, Texas, Dallas, Texas, small towns in Texas, period, and all around of Houston and surrounding areas, man. These guys, and I literally know guys that have lost power and they've been out for about 30 plus hours now. Pipes have burst in some homes. Fortunate for me, I was blessed to be able to work for an actual water company. So I pretty much kind of knew about the water and stuff like that. So my pipes were already wrapped from about 2 years ago. But it has been major pipe busting in a lot of homes that I'm hearing of. It's way too cold. I mean, don't get me wrong, man. The snow was fun and looked good. The kids really enjoyed it, but when it's all said and done, man, when power goes out like that and we hit record temperature, which I think we dropped at about 12 last night in Houston. All of Houston was at about 12 degrees last night. I'm hearing in College Station that it dropped to about 9 degrees, and I think if I was listening to the Texas radio, and it was still about single digit weather out there, and guys, I think they were rolling power throughout the entire College Station. Not so much as the school, as the campus in general. I know they pretty much keep that supply because they have to house a lot of kids. But in surrounding neighborhoods and stuff like that, man, they have been out for the longest. Like I say, man, my prayers are out to everybody, not just in College Station, but Austin. Like I say, Dallas. I haven't heard anything in Waco and stuff like that, although they're used to this type of weather because they're up there by Oklahoma. But just areas like that, man, like Dallas is also used to cold weather, but not when it's this freezing. Mother Nature has hit us, and people have to realize that Mother Nature will forever show up to where it wants to show up, and it can do whatever it wants to do, okay? We can't control the weather. That's just what it is. We can't control global warming though, but we cannot control the weather, guys. So unfortunately, it has been multiple people that has had to deal with it. My prayers out to you all from the guys up north. If you guys have any ideas on how to keep ourselves warm in this time of emergency during the winter weather, where it has impacted most of the down south states, because I believe in Louisiana is this record temperature as well as in Alabama, Tennessee, Georgia, I believe, Atlanta, stuff like that. It has hit record temperature everywhere down south. Global warming has really taken over. It has hit us in spots we wouldn't imagine that we'll be hitting. All right, so if you guys have any advice on how to stay warm and stuff like that, please leave all comments below, man. Just drop your comments or just text a relative or text somebody that you know and just tell them what's what, all right? But anywho, guys, I'm coming to you guys on today because I want to get most of my Texas A&M guys, and as well as people that are not a fan of Texas A&M, just fan of the game. I want to get you guys heads wrapped around something, man, and I want to put a lot of believance in my fellow Aggies out there, from the new Aggies to all the old Aggies. I just want to say that, guys, our time is coming now. I know you guys are tired of hearing it, because to my knowledge, you guys have been hearing that for years. I understand that part, but I want to get you guys entailed on a young fellow by the name of Haynes King. He is the missing piece to the puzzle. That is a fact. I'm not just telling you guys this. I know I posted something in the Aggie group, and a lot of guys liked it. Although a lot of guys liked it, a lot of guys had comments of their own. And what I hear most of the time is, "Oh man, you're drinking the Aggie Kool-Aid," stuff like that. But I like it. So I'm here to tell you guys, I'm here to explain to you a couple of things, that this is not the Aggie Kool-Aid. These are real facts, okay? So I want to post this here because I had a good dear old Aggie friend by the name of Morris Carter. He sent me a message last night, man, and he sent me a message on Facebook, and he sent me the video of when Haynes King was at Longview and when they played in that 6A Division II state title game, when they won their first ever. So keep in mind, I did not know this, and I know some or most of you guys do not know this neither. Longview is the 10th winningest program in high school football. I believe that's in Texas high school football, period. They're the 10th most winningest program with they're well over 720 plus, okay? State title, though. Longview last state title was, of course, in 2018. But before that, their last state title was in 1937. I'm going to say that once again. Their last state title was in 1937. Haynes King, which is a coach's son, by the way. Haynes King put in his time, he put in his work, and he got to his junior year, and he led that team to his first ever national title since 1937. Okay? Ironically, he picked to go to a school, which is Texas A&M University, to play football at for his next, 4 years when he came out. And ironically, Texas A&M football hadn't won a national title since 1939. Y'all see where I'm going with this? You guys see where I'm going with this? That's a fact that I didn't know, and I know most of you guys didn't know. What I need you guys to realize is that Haynes King is bringing something really, really phenomenal and bringing something special. For the simple fact that he was able to break a generational football curse at Longview, Texas, should further let you know anything that you need to know. Now, true enough, he has not started a down in College Station yet. And he's going into his sophomore year this year. But what I need you guys to know is that when that young man does take the field and get his first snap, in which I believe that he will win over the starting job. Okay, I'm now starting to see a lot of posts from Gig'em 247, in which I'm hearing a lot of talk about Haynes King, his offseason progression, and things of that nature. I know for sure that he'll win that quarterback battle. No disrespect to Zach Calzada, because I know Zach Calzada by far has the biggest arm out of everybody. All right, let's just let that be known. He by far has the biggest arm out of everybody. He can sling it, but so can Haynes King. When I saw a little bit, and I did not get a chance to see that 2018 Longview state title game, but I'm looking at it now, and I got to like the second half. And I just paused it right there because I had to make this video. What I seen from that young man and from his wide receiver at that, I don't know where his wide receiver basically ended up. I don't know where he ended up at, but I will say this: whoever has that guy, he's going to be phenomenal too. And he was number 11. But to see Haynes King lead that team, and this is only the first half I'm looking at, and they're going back and forth. Because that team that they played against in 2018, that was a hell of a ball club. In which that team hadn't gotten to the state title game in a long time neither. I think they hadn't been there since like 87 or something like that. And I could be wrong. Somebody come over here and correct me if I'm wrong on that. But what he did in 2018 was phenomenal. What he did in 2019, it wasn't so great, and that's why he dropped down to like nationally 131 because of just the talent that was put around him, which was good because they went to the playoffs, but they lost. All right, but they were still good. But what he did, excuse me on that. But what he did with the team that he had, which was full of talent, was go out and win a state title. And I'm pretty sure that it had been many of Longview teams that come through there, but they couldn't win the state title. Okay, there's been many talented teams that come through Longview, but they just couldn't win it all. Haynes King won it all. All right, so I want to give you a theory, and I want to put something on you guys' mind and let you guys think for a minute of where I'm thinking and where I'm looking and where am I getting my facts, because I'll put everything together, and I know for sure that this Texas A&M team coming into the 2021 season is a national title type of team with Haynes King being the leader. I know it is. That's a national title type of offense. A lot of people ain't going to believe me just as well as a lot of people out there ain't going to believe me. But as of right now, we have the 9th best title odds in some people's predictions. We have the 6th best title odds in another group of people's decisions. I'm talking about professional people at this, okay? The ones that's with the number 1 title odds, in which, we can't knock them because it's Nick Saban and his crew. I just said the name, so you guys know what I'm talking about. But it's the team in Tuscaloosa. For now on, Aggie fans, we're not going to refer to Alabama as Alabama. We're going to refer to them as the team in Tuscaloosa. The reason why I'm saying that is because it was another one of the guys in the group that come in and said, man, we need to start looking at Alabama differently. We need to start calling them different names, stuff like that. So we're calling them the team in Tuscaloosa. Not the team up north. We're not Michigan and Ohio State by all means. But they're in another state, we're in another state. They're the team in Tuscaloosa. That's the team that we have to go through. And that's the team that we will go through when we have the talent to do it. All right, now who has the better talent overall? It's Alabama at the end of the day. It's hands down. It's hands down Alabama at the end of the day. Who has even better talent even before us is Georgia. At the end of the day, they have a better talented team overall. It's Georgia and Kirby Smart. Now, who's in front of us as well, and a lot of you guys ain't going to believe me on this, it's Texas. UT has better talent than us. You know, but we have a better coaching staff. We have the better school. We have the better athletic director overall. So Texas really doesn't come to mind, but they do have the talent. The ones that's behind us and will forever be there is LSU. No matter what LSU goes through, or no matter how LSU looks, they will either have better talent or they will have the same talent. All right, so 1 and 2 are the teams we have to go through, which is the team in Tuscaloosa, and we're going to start looking at LSU differently too, and a team in Louisiana. All right, that's what we'll refer to them as. LSU is our rival. That's our division rival. Alabama is starting to become another division rival. Everybody in the division is a rival, but everybody in the true rival. LSU is the true rival. Alabama is now becoming the second true rival. Because not only do we look at the team in Tuscaloosa, but the team in Tuscaloosa looks at us too to actually catch up with them and start playing them even better. That's why now we have a championship. We have the team to be capable to play with them even better. LSU already knows it. All right, the team in Louisiana already knows it. Jimbo Fisher's 2-1 over them. I'm gonna say that once again. Jimbo Fisher's 2-1 over them overall. The team in Tuscaloosa, he's 0-3. All right, we're still looking for that victory win. We already know that we already have closed one chapter on something where we have the better record with the head coach we have. Now we need to close the other chapter on the perennial team, which is nationally nobody can seem to beat. All right, but Clemson and Auburn, you know, but that's the other gap, okay? So with Haynes King, man, I want to give you guys a rundown on the talent that Haynes King will be working with so far as offensively, okay? So like I said, I do my research. I don't want to come out here and just give you guys some Kool-Aid to drink without putting any sugar in. All right? Because if you're like me and you're down south, I like a little bit of sugar in the Kool-Aid, okay? Make it taste a little better. It's not tart, things of that nature. So now you guys know what I'm talking about, all right? Everybody loves soul food and Kool-Aid. We've all had it before. Don't try to act like you haven't. All right? And if you haven't, then just meet me somewhere and we're going to have some good old soul food. All right? So, but as of right now, we're going to talk about the football team, okay? So, this is the talent that he'll be working with overall. So, first of all, the guy that has been out there, and I'm about to break down that 2019 class, who they got offensively that's still there. So, of course, 2019 was our best ever recruiting class, period. Hands down. This will go down in Aggie football history. We were not only ranked the 4th best recruiting class in 2019, but we were also ranked 3rd in the SEC behind Alabama and Georgia in that year. All right? So, the guys that we have offensively in that class, and some have already started, of course, is number 1, Keon Green. Okay? He was the one that headlined from Humble, Texas. So I'm going to not only name you 1, not 2, not 3. I'm going to name you a couple of guys of who was from Texas alone. This was from the state of alone. Okay? And all of these guys were in the top 25 in the state of Texas alone. We by far took over the state that year. All right, so number 1 was Keon Green. He was the 5-star to lead it off. Another guy that was from the state offensively was Baylor Cook. He was number 2. He was a tight end, you know, and which we're all still waiting to see. Dylan Wright was the 3rd. And, of course, Dylan Wright transferred out. Okay? Keep in mind, I'm naming offensively now. Isaiah Spiller was the fourth guy, and we've all seen Isaiah Spiller ever since his freshman year. All right, so he was in the top 23 in the state of Texas alone. He was ninth at his position and 152 nationally. That's why you see Isaiah Spiller look the way how he looks out there. He was nationally ranked as ninth best running back overall. All right, he was number 152 nationally at recruiting. 23 in the state. He was top 25. Cam Brown, of course, he's gone. But he was a part of that class as well. So Keon Brown is out. All right. But he was the fourth guy from out the state of Texas. Keep in mind, we're just talking about offensively now. So the fifth guy from out that state of Texas was Jaden Watermeyer, who should have been ranked ridiculously higher than what he was ranked at when he came out. In the state, he was 45th alone in the position. He was 15th at his position nationally and 359 overall. He was still rated as a 4-star prospect, though. All right, so keep that in mind as well. Keon Jackson, he was a wide receiver, but he came from out of Georgia. All right, so like I say, that's just a breakdown overall. Of course, Chase Lane was a part of that group, and we've been seeing Chase Lane start ever since he was a freshman. So the deal with Chase Lane is that Chase Lane is really good, but Chase Lane is more of like a slot receiver. He was never going to be the go-to guy, in my opinion. All right, so that's why you gotta see Chase Lane usually line up in the slot, and he'll, by far, hands down, go for the ball, basically just being in the slot. Okay. So let me break down this class, because I gave you most of the guys that were from Texas, because I want you guys to understand where I was coming from with the Texas mindset. We have a lot of guys from Texas, man, that were in that either top 25 or like in that top 30. So the guys that were in the top 100 overall, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I think we had like 7 guys. We had like 7 guys in the top 100 alone. Of course, like I say, Dylan Wright is gone. But the guys that are still remaining there is, of course, Keon Green, DeMarvin Leal. Of course, we all see what he can do. Brian Williams, we have not seen him out there yet. See, these are the guys that Haynes King will be working with on both sides of the ball, okay? So Brian Williams, he was a safety. Damani Richardson, we've seen what he can do. Safety. Eric Young, we haven't seen him yet. We've seen him a little bit in the nickel, but Eric Young is going to develop into a shutdown cornerback. Cam Brown is going, of course. Isaiah Spiller is still there. Elijah Blades is coming back. Of course, he opted out the season, but he'll be back. Brandon Mowry, we haven't seen him just yet, but he's the weak defensive end. Andre White Jr., we haven't seen him just yet, but he's an inside linebacker. He was a 4-star recruit. Derek Hunter, he was a strong defensive end, in which we haven't seen him just yet. We have a lot of guys, man. Keyshawn Brown, inside linebacker, we haven't seen him just yet. Jaden Watermeyer, he's been out there. Keon Jackson, we haven't seen him just yet. He's a wide receiver. Landon Robinson, offensive center. Zach Calzada, he was the pro-style QB, of course. He'll be in there. Darius Jones, defensive tackle. We haven't seen him just yet. Terrion Lee Jr., outside linebacker. We haven't seen him just yet. Anaya Smith, we've seen what he can do. So keep in mind, if you guys didn't know, Anaya Smith came in the 2019 class. He was a part of Isaiah Spiller. All of these guys came in the same class. Blake Traynor, we haven't seen him just yet. I'm not sure if he transferred or not. Chris Russell, inside linebacker. We haven't seen him just yet. RJ Aribo, outside linebacker. Have not seen him just yet. Caden Davis, that's the kicker. And Nick Castagnano, that's our actual punter. So Haynes King is working with a very, very talented 2019 class overall, okay? Those are the guys that he's already automatically working with. The guy who I want to see excel as a wide receiver and as a threat, as a red zone threat, is Baylor Cook. That's the guy who I want to see him throw to a lot. But I also want to see, where's my guy at in here? Also want to see him with Keon Jackson, because we didn't really see a lot of him, but I do want to see him with Keon Jackson as well. The guys who Haynes King came in with on his 2020 class, though, just say it. Got a lot to catch up on with you guys, man. I was gone for a full week. Please forgive me on that. I apologize. A lot of things didn't happen with over a full week now. Once again, I apologize for that, but there's a lot of things that didn't happen within a full week, unfortunately. All right, so these are the guys who Haynes King came in with. That was once again one of the best recruiting classes for Texas A&M football, which ranked 6th nationally, 4th in the SEC. For anyone out there that didn't know, with over the last 3 years since Jimbo Fish has been here, SEC has had about, now including us, well over 3+ teams in the top 10 alone. That's hard. Because 3 of the teams that's in the top 10 alone, the team in Tuscaloosa, the team in Louisiana, and Texas A&M. The other team that's in the East, who by far, I believe, is going to be the SEC East champion for the next probably 3 to 4 years until somebody has something to say about it. Georgia Bulldogs. That's hard. So if you're going to coach in the SEC, you have to out-recruit the team in Tuscaloosa. You have to out-recruit Georgia. You have to out-recruit the team in Louisiana. And now you have to out-recruit Texas A&M University. That's very, very challenging. That's very, very hard. And that's the quickest way to get fired if you don't win some of those recruiting battles. Ask Gus Malzahn. And I'm going to leave it at that. Excuse me. So this is who Haynes King came in with. If you guys didn't know already. He came in with Jalen Jones. He headlined the class. He came in with the Mondines. All right. That was number 1. That's going to be his number 1 go-to target. As opposing to the class he came in with. All right. Darnell Harris was in that class as well. Weak defensive end. McKinley Jackson, defensive tackle, was in that class as well. Antonio Johnson, who was a safety, was in that class as well. Antonio Doyle, inside linebacker, was in this class as well. Chris Moore's offensive guard, prayers that he has now gotten his stuff together. He was in that class as well. A-Chain, we know what he can do. You know, that's no doubt about it. So, before I go any further, in the I'm gonna just go down the offense. I want to go down the offense. You know, I don't want to go down the whole thing. I want to go down this offense, and I want to tell you guys who he's working with offensively in this 2020 class that may see the field and may not. So number 1 is Demond Demons. Demond Demons has seen some of the field already. Okay. Number 2 is Chris Morris. He could potentially win the starting job. Number 4 is A-Chain. We've already seen him. Don't need to explain him. Number 5 is Moose Muhammad, in which I am anticipating to see. I'm anticipating him more than Demond Demons in my own analysis and opinion. I want to see him more than Demond Demons. Number 6 is Nkanole Owuwabi. I don't know how to pronounce that. I'm not going to try to pronounce that. All right. Number 7 is Darvin Hubbard, who's the running back. Devin Price, who's the wide receiver from out of College Station. Blake Smith, which is the tight end. Number 10 is Josh Bankhead, who's the offensive guard. Number 11 is Smart Chibizo, who's the offensive guard. DeAndre Jackson, who's the running back. Demetrius Cronover, who I believe has already switched positions, if I'm not mistaken, or has taken the gray shirt. Who came in as a running back, but I think he switched to tight end, I believe. Jordan Jefferson is the last guy, but he's a offensive center. Okay, so these are the guys that he's working with offensively. Defensively, though, this is who all came in with him: Fidel Diggs, and who I'm high on. I'm highly on. Edgerrin Cooper, outside linebacker, another one I'm highly on. So if you guys didn't know, this is why A&M didn't recruit necessarily a lot of linebackers in the 2021 cycle. They have a ton of them. Brian George, of course, we've seen a little bit of him. Needs to get a little better on his footwork. Josh Mouton, I'm anticipating him. Guys are forgetting about him. Yeah, they are. Josh Mouton, who's a cornerback. Isaiah Wright, defensive tackle. Dallas Walker, the fifth, defensive tackle as well. He will be pretty good. Kenneth Phillips, the third, outside linebacker. I told you that's why they didn't go out and recruit heavily at linebacker. And that's going to be it for that defensive side of the ball. This is why I'm saying that A&M, and of course, everybody knows this well. Texas A&M has the roster to go out and compete with the big boys in the conference. The question is, can your offensive leader get it done? Another question is, who will be the offensive leader? Will it be Haynes King? Will it be Damon Deans? Will it be Isaiah Spiller? Will it be A-Chain? We don't know that part yet. Or hell, will it be Watermeyer? Could Watermeyer be a true red zone threat, just like he has been? And when Baylor Cook comes back, which is this year, and pray to God he doesn't get hurt, can he take the top off of defense as being a tight end as to what Kyle Pitts did as a tight end? Do we have that mindset? Can Haynes King sling the ball around? Will Haynes King win a starting job? In my opinion, I believe yes, he will. He will win that job hands down. I believe so. And I've been saying it all off season long. Well, we have to see. It's going to be a quarterback battle. If Haynes King does not start, that's only because Jimbo Fisher is relying on the maturity of Zach Calzada to be there when it's game time. Now, if Zach Calzada goes out there and for whatever reason, if he is a starter and he doesn't look good, there's no doubt about it in my mind that Zach will maybe get pulled. Haynes King will come in. So another part of me is saying that Haynes King has already won. Haynes King has already won the starting job. Why? Because of his work ethics. He has the work ethics of nobody else to go out there and just totally dominate. That is what I believe he's going to do the entire time, is just simply dominate. He will dominate. Okay? So just keep that in mind. Like I say, you have to get into a perception in your head for the A&M fans. Yeah, I know we got a lot of battered Aggie syndrome out there, but Haynes King is a generational superstar. And what he's being surrounded by now is way more superstars than what Johnny Manziel would have ever had. You know what I mean? So the time is now. I can see it. It's in no Aggie Kool-Aid that I'm drinking, anything like that. Understand the team in Tuscaloosa is right there in everybody's way in the SEC period. Not just the West, but the SEC in general. But you guys have to keep in mind also that when it comes to the coaching staff, Texas A&M is by far the only coaching staff inside of the SEC that has each and every single coach coming back. Nobody has left that I know of from out of Texas A&M. This is the same exact coaching staff. It's not exactly the same entire roster, going into the 2021 season, but the coaching staff is all still there. It's nobody else different. Nobody else at all. Understand the team in Tuscaloosa has by far the better talent. I understand that they supposedly have a better quarterback. I've seen Bryce Young. He was a 5-star, and that's what everybody's going to go off of. Everybody's already kind of crowning him as the Heisman winner. Him and DJ Uiagalelei for Clemson. Now, is Clemson going to show up and show out this year in 2021? Yeah. Yeah, you can bet your behind on that. I know that. They already by far have one of the top 5 defenses coming back. You know who else is going to be in the top 5? Texas A&M. So that defense will bail Haynes King out, in my opinion, in some of those situations. All right? It's just going to have to. It's going to be a first ever time starting. If we do not win a title this year, I know for sure, there's no doubt about it in my mind, that A&M will get to the playoffs. That's basically saying that we will get to the SEC title game, beat Georgia, go on to the 2021 playoffs. I honestly believe that. There's no doubt in my mind that we're going to either go undefeated or we're going to lose only one game. I've said this once before in the COVID year, and then nobody want to believe me then. Nobody believed me when they beat Florida. All right? So I'm telling you guys, if you guys didn't believe, please believe in it now. But I just wanted to break that off to you guys. I know we're all going through a little bit right now with this cold weather and stuff like that. Like I say, man, my prayers go out to everybody. As of right now, this is a couple of my co-workers without power and water. So I just want you guys to be safe out there, be blessed. I'm giving you guys just a little bit of something to watch, to help you make it throughout your day and things like that. But just believe in the simple fact that Texas A&M will be here, and Texas A&M is here to stay in the SEC West for a very long time. As long as we have Jimbo Fisher running the hymns and Haynes King behind the arm, there's no limit to where this team can go. We have not reached our ceiling yet. All right, we have only reached the floor, and we touched the floor, and now it's time to touch. Now it's time to touch the couch and the bed, the dresser, the TV, things like that, man. So just continue to watch as this team continues to progress under Jimbo Fisher. This is his 4th year. A lot of people like to give that analogy of when he was at Florida State. He done this and this his 3 years, and then on 4th year he won the national title. He could do so. He could do so. But I'm here to tell you that it isn't going to be like Florida State. Not only did Florida State go almost back to back, but they had 2 undefeated seasons, 2 undefeated regular seasons, which by far has not been done in football in a long time. Has not been done on the college level in a very long time, man. I believe that they were the last team to do so. They were the last team to do it. So just keep in mind, if we do win the national title, there's no doubt about it in my mind that Jimbo Fisher will be pressing himself to win another one back to back. I believe that the players in general will be pressing themselves to go and win another one back to back, because it's going to be a monumental victory. We haven't been to a national title game in, like I say, since 1939. What's that? 80 years now. 80 years. So we're finally coming up, and we're finally coming above water now. We can finally see all of the football fields, and we can see everybody with trophies in the hand nowadays. But I just want you guys to keep that in mind, man. Just be patient, be patient, be patient. We will get there. Haynes King, he will get us there. It's no doubt about it in my mind. I'm pretty sure he's already feeling the pressure from everyone surrounding College Station, and he haven't even jumped on the field at the starter yet. But if you go back to the Alabama game as well, man, you can see him get in there, and he wasn't scared to go down the field. He threw that ball, don't get me wrong, it was an interception, but that's by far the same mere talent as himself. that guy that picked him off was by far the same mirror image of himself. He's talented. The guy across the way on the other side of the field, talented also. All right, so he was trying to make a play. Not mad at him for that. But that South Carolina game is when I feel like he really, really improved. All right, so although South Carolina wasn't nobody, I don't understand that. But just you guys stay safe out there. Be blessed, City of Houston. Love all of you guys, to all my Aggies around the world. Like I say, I pray that you guys' power come up rather sooner than later. I know most of you guys have been out of power forever now. Feels like you guys are going to never get it on, but by the grace of God, you guys' power should be on, man, by tonight. I hope so. I'm very, very sorry for you guys to have to go through this. I wish the state of Texas could have been a little bit more better than this when it came to this type of weather, but yes, it's all of our first time ever going through this, but we're paying trillions of dollars in light bills. So if anything, I don't feel like the light should have went out. That's just me and John. That's just me personally. All right. So I love all of you guys. To all my Aggies around the world. Hashtag Giggum Game 2021. Please be ready. Hashtag Giggum Aggies.
And thank you guys for tuning in to the hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Please, guys, subscribe to the YouTube page and also follow me on Twitter at JPops, on Instagram at JPops, and also on Facebook at hashtag Homemade Podcast Sports. Thank you guys once again. Hashtag Giggum Aggies.